Today we're gonna make Choripan, which in my opinion is probably the best 3-ingredient sausage sandwich in the world. So at its core, this sandwich is literally bread, crusty baguette, doesn't need it to be anything special. It is chimichurri, and then it is some choripan sausage, normally in link form. Now, I didn't cheat and make this ahead of time. We actually filmed this entire video where I made this chimichurri from scratch, and then we got into editing and realized none of the audio was there, so we had to refilm. So for this chimichurri, what I did is kind of just explained in that video the blueprint of chimichurri, which is literally, it's a fresh herb of some kind, it's some oil, it is a sour component, which in my case, instead of using red wine vinegar, which is more typical, I had some balsamic vinegar in the fridge, so that's what I ended up using for this. Then I think I added some red pepper flake and maybe some garlic, and I think that's it. And then for the sausage, this is that choripan sausage, kind of loose style that I made in the sausage video. And then in that video, or in the one that we filmed and we didn't use for the audio, all I did was transfer this to a baking sheet and I made the perforations. And then now I have these frozen sausage kind of patties or portions that I can just easily whip out of the freezer. And that's exactly what we're gonna use. So I'm just gonna pull out one of these portions and start up the saute pan, and that's literally how simple this sandwich will really be. Now, as always with sandwiches, I mean, you can spruce them up in any way you want, but I definitely think there is just this nice trinity between, just like a left-over baguette, and then you get the aromas and the freshness from your chimichurri, and then normally this is gonna be like a sausage link that is all seared up. But like I said, fresh sausage is so much easier to work with as a home cook. So just gonna pop that there, and then I guess this is weird because we already filmed the video, but we'll probably use some footage to like kind of fill in the pieces. So yeah, I think, like I was saying, this chimichurri, all I did for this was chopped up a bunch of parsley, then mixed in some olive oil and red pepper flake, and such a simple ingredient that really is just a way to spice up, I mean, so many dishes, right? Like you could use this kind of over salads, use it over grilled meats with, steak is obviously very common. A chicken wrap or something would be amazing with this. You could make a pasta salad, and like this could be your dressing for the pasta salad. That would be really good. You could add this over the top of hummus. You could try using this in your rice bowls. But chimichurri of some kind, great way to use up fresh herbs if you've got a bunch of basil or you've got a bunch of cilantro or something like that. So many different ways that you can really, kind of experiment with it. All right, so I'm gonna pop this back in the freezer, my frozen sausage. Don't need my baguette. And then another thing that's really great about these, because I kind of flattened it out, these are relatively quick to cook straight from frozen like this. We're just gonna, bring it up to temp and then kind of flip it over. You could probably do burgers like this pretty well now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, yeah, like frozen burgers would be a good way to do that. But this is just a much better way to give you a ton of flavor. So it's the fat, it's the saltiness, and it's all those flavorings that we talked about in the sausage video. Then I'm just gonna crisp this up a little bit, wet our chimichurri, and that's really all there is to it. I think one of the things that one of the countries I definitely want to travel to is Argentina, where this is originally from. I'm almost positive. Now I'm questioning myself now that I'm on camera. I'm almost positive this is like an Argentinian thing. But I think that would be a really fun country to travel to. One I definitely need to do at some point. Because one of the things I do want to do with this channel is do some more like informal travel videos where I think the video that we filmed in Colombia has gone out, but kind of more informal videos where it's not necessarily like go and try to replicate a dish right away. Because it's hard to gain the grasp and give you a lot of knowledge in just like a few days in one place. But instead with that Colombia video, it was fun to just go to the grocery store, Like what are some of the common ingredients that they use there? And then let's try to figure out something that we can make, you know, just to kind of mix and match cultures or whatever. I think I ended up kind of doing something that was a little bit Mexican inspired, kind of the tostada type, at least from my past experiences. And then, you know, using the arepa, which is much different from kind of like the Venezuelan types. I got to go to Venezuela too. A lot of travel we got to do eventually. But as you can see, this should be like nicely browned up. Yeah, that's perfect. Like that, this is so satisfying. I'm kind of glad that, I mean, I'm not glad. It's a little bit annoying, like don't get me wrong, that we had to refilm. But I didn't showcase the kind of frozen aspect of what I was going for, which now I get to, you know, show you guys this, that you really can, you know, cook these straight from frozen and turn it into something, you know, really, really quickly. I think on the main channel, we did a video where I put, again, same exact thing, make a sausage, put it in the freezer, and then I just made a stir fry with the sausage. It was kind of like a Thai-inspired one. But in this case, it's kind of just a patty. So it's really, you know, just a different, again, you're using like the same protocol of frozen flattened sausage, but then you can season it in countless different ways. So this is kind of chorizo-ish. We did the Thai on the main channel. And then, I mean, you could season it with any type of sausage out there. Then I'm kind of going to toast my bread a little bit. So good. Oh, fell apart on me. That's okay though. And yeah, I think we're good to go. So obviously, you know, we didn't do any of the actual cooking in this version. But again, you know, chimichurri is very easy to make. Showed how to make the sausage in that other video. And then, I mean, that's how quick, you know, like that is the power of showing some of these like lifestyle things where it's not really about the actual recipe we're making, but it's about some of those things that you're learning and using to make the recipe happen. And in this case, it's frozen sausage, it's chimichurri that I did make fresh, but you know, this is 3 or 4 days later now. And now I've got a great like quick meal. Again, that's kind of the beauty of this channel. It's like, it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day that like we didn't get the audio for a certain segment because I had all the stuff and I kind of set myself up to fail. So maybe there's some lessons in this video, I don't really know. But yeah, right there, I mean, we'll pop up some other clips of the version I did make too. I think we had the roaming cam and got some maybe prettier, you know, shots of it. But baguette, chimichurri, sausage, a little chimichurri on top. And then really good use case for using up maybe some like leftover or stale bread, or I mean, obviously fresh is great. Ciabatta would work here. You know, anything you want, because like that fat from the juices really like sinks in. Let me see if I can get one here. Like, you get all the fattiness. I mean, it's just a phenomenal sandwich. So let's get into this thing. For me, I love dishes like this where it's new flavors from a different region of the world, but so simple to recreate at home, and also, you know, can be made in just, you know, a few minutes here and there. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for me in this one. Go try this if you have not yet. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's just basic bread, sausage, fresh chimichurri, cuts through. It's perfect. It's perfect. So I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace, y'all.